Welcome back to another thought-provoking episode with Mr. Lloyd. Today we're going to unpack properties. Properties of the elements you have been studying, metals and non-metals. So sit tight, take plenty of notes and learn something. So today we're going to look at metals versus non-metals. Before I start, if my voice sounds a little bit echoey, it is because I'm recording from Redwood House, and I have a group of fine young men that live on site with us here at Stream. The Year 9 studying hard right now for an hour and a half before bedtime. So if you're not doing the same, gentlemen, I suggest you study a bit more. Right, that's enough of that. We're on to metals versus non-metals and their properties. But before we go on to that, let's have a look at the periodic table. Now, we're constantly linking to the periodic table because it is so well organized. It tells us a lot of things. Here you can see two parts of our periodic table shaded, the blue area and the orangey red area. The blue area, as you're looking at it on your left, contains all our metal elements, and the orangey red on the right contains all our non-metals. It's important to know these two, gents, because often, and nearly all the time, they will react with each other, as you have been discovering through our experiments. So, metals. You all have used them, and they have many properties that make them very good at their jobs. You can cook with them, because some of them transfer heat extremely well. You can cut with them, because they're extremely hard most of the time. But what some of you might not know is that a lot of your devices that you're carrying around with you carry a lot of gold in them because it is an extremely good conductor as well as a precious metal. We have three metals that are magnetic, and we'll look a bit at that a bit later on in the topic, but these are iron, cobalt, and nickel. One of our extension questions at the end of this video is about alloys. Maybe you want to go in and look a bit more detail at those. There are three main things that all our metals have in common. You can pause the video here and have a read for yourself in the 3 bullet points here. Whilst all metals have those 3 points, most of them have these. There are some exceptions, as there always is with chemistry, but you should know in a question that if I said, what am I most likely to be if I am hard and strong? You should be thinking, he is a metal. On the other side, we have these things, non-metals. Now, these are often gas in form, and coincidentally, hence the gas masks, some of them are pretty poisonous. Just like metals, all non-metals have some things in common. You can pause the video here and read these 3 things. Whilst they have those 3 things in common, most of them have a very low density. Okay, and that might be a word you want to look up. They do not make a ringing sound when they are hit. So you can tell by hitting most non-metals that they make a dull thud-like noise. Carbon's an interesting one. You often hear of carbon fiber and carbon-based life forms and that sort of thing. It's a fantastic and really interesting atom. The 2 most common forms you would have heard of are diamond, one of the hardest substances we can find on Earth. And you've also probably heard and written with graphite. This is all to do with how carbon is arranged at the molecular level. When you get lots of carbon atoms joined together, they can form different types of lattice or shape. This will determine whether or not they are extremely hard, extremely soft, or conduct electricity. Maybe you want to do a bit more research into carbon. So, nice short video today, gents. So just a quick little summary. You'll remember from the first link to the periodic table that the majority of our elements are metals. Their properties I've summed up here for you in a nice little table. So I suggest you go through this at your own time by pausing the video now. And that should give you some insight into how to tell them apart. There are some tests you can do on an unknown substance, but using things like magnets is probably not a good idea when only 3 of the metals are magnetic. You need to think of some tests that could be done on all of them and come up positive. So, remember, if all of you can get 100% on the next quiz, or any quiz after one of these videos, we'll get my blooper reel put online. So, study hard, and as again, here's your extension questions for those of you that really want to push themselves. There we go, gentlemen. Properties of our elements. Nice short video. Thank you to the Year 9s that are listening to me record this as we speak. I'm sorry if you heard any background noise that was going on while we recorded. See you back in class, gents. Study hard.